so just put this one in just to give it a try, okay? Here we go. All right, everything seems to be working fine. Starting to see a little bit of a valley here. A little more than a straight line in the road. Okay. Okay, we're entering what's called Blue Springs, Alabama. And as you come through, if you can see off to your left, which you won't be to now, there's a big area where turtles lived, and there's a spring. It's a rather old town. Here's a bridge. Been here as long as I can remember this area. We'll see what we can pick up as we go through. It's the Chattahoochee River. Oops. Let's see if we can get anything down in there. Ooh, not much down in there. And here's the little stores here in Blue Springs. And this is going out of Blue Springs. And there's a state park on to the left over there. There's one of the older homes in the area. Let's just pan and see if we can pick up some of the little southern homes out here, and the timber and the land. Oh, and there's a car. Okay, here we are at Troy, getting ready to make a left-hand turn to go down to where Big Daddy used to have his seafood market. So as soon as we make this turn, we'll... Okay, here we go. We'll see what we got here. And we're making the turn.
Just to go. Fortune Seafood.
Oh, it still says Fortune Seafood. Lunches to go. Well, don't see a car up front. Doesn't look too busy. Well, I'm trying to pick up the sun coming up over there. I'm hoping it's taken, and this is the best I can do right now. Okay, here's a little bit better picture of it, but it's not focusing too well. All right, here we go. And on the other side, here's the moon. So we've got both of them in one shot here. All right, headed out to Spring Hill right now. Okay, we're taking the cut off to Spring Hill where Big Daddy had his place. Whoops. Missed the road there a smidge, but that's all right. Now we got it. Now we're headed down that way. Get this dashboard out here just a little bit.
That's the place here they wanted us to buy. Right here. Big fancy house.
Now that church in front there is an old family cemetery where a lot of the Croskeys are buried. That was Uncle Joe Tom's wife's family, who the Croskeys was buried there. Now we're headed down to Spring Hill toward Big Daddy's place. So I'll back out of here now. It's a lot of fog coming up. There's that sun again, right in front of us. Okay, we're headed up toward Big Daddy's place, and there's a lake, little lake down there. The back side of it. This is coming up from the other side. We had to turn around and come back so I could get the window. So we'll be coming around the corner in just a second. We're going. Here we go. There's part of it's right there. I'm gonna go over this way. There's the old shed. There's a little building there. And there's a little house he built in the back. And here's the house. There it is. And there's the other part of it back there. And this is a house that next door to it that Big Daddy bought and had it fixed up and sold. Slow down, honey. Now what we're going to be coming through is what's called Chinaberry trees. Don't know if I can get a whole bunch of them there, but that's what's called Chinaberry trees. Okay, we're headed toward the Center Ridge Church where Big Daddy's buried at. I'll see what I can find here. Pretty soon we'll see the church. This is where all the Fortunes and the Boutwells and all of those family members from way back are buried. Okay. newer church. I've always remembered.
Okay, here we are. Oh shoot. Here we are at the Center Ridge Cemetery and looking for Lee's headstone, and we come across the headstone of Abner Fortune. Let's see if I can get a close-up of this. Yeah, Abner Fortune, April 5th, 1874 to December 15th, 1950. We'll have to find out where Abner fit into the family tree at. And then we have Mark Richard Fortune, 1904 to 1948. We'll have to find out where he fits in. And we're still looking for Lee's.
Heard of Abner.
Okay.
I think that was Granddad's brother.
Here's another Fortune.
This has got to be one of them here, but I don't know who it is. Mother, Oliver and Pauline.
Here's another Fortune, Lola.
I'll let you get it and then I'll get it.
Don't know.
A little bit I can't find.
Yeah, we're coming up onto Lehman's grave here. There's Lehman Fortune. It's real nice. Okay, now this is a sister, apparently, that Pat never did meet, of Lincoln's and Lehman's. Some more Fortunes.
Grady Smith.
Powder Louis. No, I heard the Grady Smith.
But
Grady, hold it. Don't walk in front of me. Gator Fortune and Howard. Here's some Smiths. This is on Lehman's mother's side of the family, Grady and Elona. Another one, Fortune. Late Elja died in 1922, and here's Mary. She died in 1922 also. These are Fortunes. This is part of the Smith clan. Now I'm just going to go down through all these graves here. There's Elma, and another one there. Lum.
I remember him.
And then the last one over there is what one?
Fanny Pearl.
Fanny Pearl.
And Thelma Lorene.
Mona. Jeff.
Okay, we're now leaving the cemetery and headed down to the old home site. Just a second, I'll get into Big Daddy's grave. That's his grave right there. And we can't get on the property, can we? But one time there was a nice front porch out front. The window to the right of the door was Grandma and Grandpa's bedroom. To the left was a guest bedroom. Out back here was a porch, and a well was right in here, and a big fig tree. And the yard was all white sand. But all of that's gone now.
Battery won't last very long in this one here now.
At that back door there, that was the kitchen with the little window, and the big doors where you came out on the porch and got your water, and that's where Grandma always did her cooking. Right along in here somewhere was Grandma's parents, and they lived right down in here somewhere. And I have no idea if the house is still here or if this is the house that's been restored. I don't think so. It's too modern. But I do have a feeling that this house right here is the house where my grandmother's parents lived. And their names were Smith. Uncle Lincoln said his name was Stephen Smith. Okay. If anyone ever wants to find that cemetery, coming from Troy, take the Elba Highway to Center Ridge United Methodist Church, and that's the closest I can tell you to get to it. It's off on the left-hand side, headed toward Elba.
Wild turkeys out in the field here. I'm getting some wild turkeys here. Gobble, gobble, gobble. I can't get them to run.
Nope.
Maybe they're going to move. Now they're moving out. Now they're moving out. Wild turkeys in a peanut field here in Alabama.
Woo, woo! Okay, this is an old schoolhouse sitting here that I remember for years and years and years. And it has trees, and if you look closely, you'll see the old Spanish moss hanging off of them. Okay, Dad's gonna go forward now. We're getting too far away. And Dad's gonna go forward now, and we're gonna get a little bit better picture here of the old schoolhouse. This is one of the typical scenes that you see in the South. I'm getting a good enough picture right here, honey. Okay. It is now a restaurant, and Big Daddy used to take and furnish seafood to this place. And that was just outside of Troy, headed toward Big Daddy's place at Spring Hill. So that's where Big Daddy's seafood market was, downtown Troy. So it is now gone. We're headed through the town of Troy. Yeah, oh, it was sitting right here. Excuse me, the bank bought it out and tore it down and made it a parking lot. Okay, so it's now gone. Okay, here's the square in Troy. I'll try to zoom fairly fast to get us around most of it as we're going through. And this is the way we go to Tuskegee this way. And let's see, one of these streets down through here, Terry Lynn went to school for a while, and so did Rick somewhere. Okay, we're turning. Okay, we're still on the circle of Troy here, and we'll get the other side, so get the whole thing. You can tell, Sunday morning, the streets are closed up. Okay, everybody's heard of the kudzu. I'm trying to get a picture of some coming up the trees and the poles. Oops, there's weeds there. Okay, Dad's gonna go. Okay. Hope this will take pretty good so everyone can get an idea how it overtakes everything that gets in sight. We understand people brought that in the country for erosion, but it took care of that and everything else. Okay, here's a little bit better shot of this stuff. Taking over everything. Up into the trees and around. Okay, well, if we see a better shot, we'll take it later. Okay, now we're headed out toward Banks, Alabama, where Big Mama's parents are buried out that way. So we're going to go check that one out.
The Union Springs
on
Road.
The Union Springs Highway Road toward Tuskegee and Union Springs.
Here we are on the Highway 201 from Banks going to Brundage. And we're at the cemetery where the McClendons are buried. And there's McClendons are buried, and there's a whole passel full of them here, so we're going to try to find the ones we Pat knows names of, but there's just all kinds of McClendons here. So St. Bethel Baptist Church is where this is at. Yeah, she's found her uncle's place here. Okay, here we found Bertus's mom and dad. That's Pat's mother's mom and dad at this cemetery here. So, and in proximity, it's there's a church, there's the trees, there's a tree right here. So, and the road's right there. So the grandparents are right here.
See, I told you, it was Mike instead of Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some date of birth there. Good. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're just coming around the corner where the church, the Bethel Baptist Church here at Banks, Alabama, where Mama Clendon and her husband is buried. Here we go. We'll be seeing the church in just a second. Alrighty, there's the house. Here's the church. Here's the sign. I'm gonna pan it around to the cemetery. There's the cemetery. They're about out in there. Okay, we're headed into the town of Union Springs, Alabama. At one time, Big Daddy's brother, Joel D., had a seafood market here. And as we get to the end of the town, which is not very much, I'll see if I can find it. Now this gray building on the right-hand side here with the stripes around it is where Big Daddy had all of his teeth pulled and no Novocaine at one time. We're headed on up through the town. Off to the left up here, you'll see a little building that's got, I think it's the one with the little peaked canopy on it.
That one right there had a seafood market in it. It used to be.
Yeah, the one on the right here had a seafood
Mac
market.
Seafood, still there.
The one that my Big Daddy's brother owned is this little tinned roof thing sitting over here years ago. And around the back is living quarters that you go downstairs. Him and the upstairs.
What?
We're entering Tuskegee. At one time, I lived upstairs in this old house. An old lady had cats. Yes, my God. Ugh. Okay, we're headed down to where we used to live years ago. So we're going to go down here and we're going to take another left. Okay, here's the house we used to live in. We lived down here years and years ago. Okay, there we go. Go down the main street going into town. See if we see anything
Tuskegee.
of Tuskegee, Alabama.
Big old house back in there. Can't see it.
You can't see it for this deer. Still tree lined like it used to be.
Katie lived.
That's the lake by the hospital where the boys were born. Let's see if I remember something here with a house on the...
House out there.
Yeah, see if it's this house on the left here. Oh, okay, Mike. But you remember this house? This is where Calvin used to live, a friend of yours that you went to school with. That was his house. Remember that house? There you go. Good shot. Go straight. This is where my school used to be here. And this house here, right here, a lady had birds that she kept in a sanctuary in the back. Here's going into town, but we're going to turn.
You have pictures of your mom?
Well, Mike, I was going to show you where you came home from the hospital from, but they're torn down and all gone. They're behind that big, big house right there. Just go all the way around. Just make a circle, go to your right and go all the way around. Okay, here we are going to the center of the square in Tuskegee. Okay, Dad's going to take a right. If you see that building over there that's got the cream colored and tan, that's where Big Daddy had a seafood market here years ago. There's a service station, and take a left here.
Right here?
This, This is going out toward Cold.
Oh, sure.
You can go there. Okay. See this little building right here and that little spot right there? That's where I took my first driver's test and had to do parallel parking to get my driver's license. Here's the courthouse. It's called the Macon County Courthouse. Okay. Going down. Not doing very good with this thing. Now here where it says Alabama Exchange here, that used to be the theater. And that clothing store says Daniels. That's where I used to work as head sales lady. left at the red light.
Left?
Uh-huh, at the red light.
Left?
I left at the red light.
Now where's it?
Okay, straight ahead. Okay, straight out.
That's where we just came from.
Nope.
That is.
Okay, head straight out. Okay, go down to these brick buildings right here. That's where I went to my first baby shower down there. I'd never heard of a baby shower in my life. Okay.
Not this way out.
And this is a school where we always came to see the football fields.
I got to turn in right there. Turn around.
Apartments are located on the corner of Massey and South School Street, and the two little white houses are also on School Street. We'll get another view of them coming this way. That might look a little bit better. Okay, the little door on this side is where Christine and Marvin lived, and the little door on this side is where we lived. And what was that kid's name, Mike? I can't remember. You'll have to tell me. But that's where he lived down. Right there. Okay. Okay, here's Tuskegee Lake. Alrighty, and we'll pan up here and we'll see the hospital where Mike and Rick were born at. Not getting a good picture of it for some reason or another. I don't know why.
You know?
It seemed to be.
This is the hospital. You were born on the east side of the hospital here.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Now we'll come back out here, and here we are at the lake and everything. Okay.
Well, the name of the hospital back there was Macon County Hospital in Tuskegee, Alabama. We've now headed toward Columbus, Georgia. First little town we'll come to, the major town, will be Phoenix City, Alabama, which is bordered just like Vancouver and Portland are, with a river between them. Okay, this is the bridge going from Phoenix City to Columbus, Georgia, and this was an old cotton mill years ago going across. Got what river this is. I think it's a Chattahoochee, but I'm not sure. So, okay, here we go in. Oops, sorry for the bump.
Well, here we are in Columbus, Georgia, at Aunt Berna's house now. She lives over here on Dozier Street off of River Road. We'll take some pictures here in the front of the house, and then we'll get her out here and get some pictures of her. Here she comes now. Get pictures of her here, her and Pat. Yeah. Yeah. The two of them is amazing how much you two look alike in there. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. That's the house. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Another close-up here. And the two girls look an awful lot alike there, I'll tell you.
Well, here we are at Callaway Gardens. We're trying to find the entrance to get into the place. Here's Callaway Gardens. We're going to be taking a right here. Well, I tried to get some of the red clay of Georgia on there in the south, so we'll see what happens. This is what they call crepe myrtle trees down here. There's some of the red clay.
going.
It's a red clay, and I'm going by a shopping center, and I can't stop. Okay, here we're headed toward the Atlanta airport. We're here for a couple of days in Atlanta, and we'll keep you posted as we're going on through. Our trip's getting close to an end, and we're sort of getting excited about headed home.